Hello and welcome into another edition of Cavs Daily, your one-stop shop for everything Cavs related. I'm your host, Paul Williams, the authority of everything Cavalier basketball, and today we will be talking a little bit about some Cavs jerseys that will reappear this season, as well as some of our favorite uniforms in Cavalier history, and a few things touching on the present-day squad and are we fully built to win a championship now and sustain that in the future? So to start, let's talk a little bit about the jerseys that will be worn by the Cavs this season as a throwback. We will be going back to the 2004 through 2010 era where the Cavs were wearing some of, to me, the best jerseys in franchise history. The particular one they will be debuting this year as a throwback is the navy blue with red and gold, maroon and gold trim that I'm sure, or I'm hoping you see on the thumbnail. Those to me were the best jerseys in Cavs history, if not the best. Definitely top two or three. And along with them just being beautiful on the eye, they have some history behind them as well. If you can remember, they had the big C, but it was a bit of a different style from the big C in the past Cavaliers jerseys. And with that C, had Cleveland across the chest instead of Cavaliers, which I don't know. I just thought it was a nice touch. It really worked. And then we even had the C emboldened right there at the neck area, and then wine and gold around, and also wine and gold down the side. They were just really fire jerseys, and they fit that era perfect. And I think they're the type of jersey that really could transcend eras and fit in today's era. I mean, I would love the Cavs to make those one of their consistent alternate jerseys. These, when they first debuted, were the alternate road jerseys for the Cavs, and they grew so much in popularity so quickly. Seemed like they were wearing them in every big game that they could. Some Cavs-wise historic games that the Cavs wore those jerseys. One of them was the first time LeBron won a playoff series in his career as the Cavs beat the Wizards in Washington on a buzzer beater by Damon Jones. I could still picture LeBron hitting Damon Jones in the corner for three. Ball game, series, Cavs move on. Draped in these navy blue jerseys. It really just, if you were there, you know, and you remember, it was just a beautiful sight to see. And then the next year, more Cavs history made in this jersey, as you might remember Game 5 against the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals. LeBron James put on one of the best performances in NBA history as he scored the last 28 points for the Cavs, and they were able to come back and win in overtime. And like I said, that was in Detroit, a very tough place to play against a very tough championship-tested team. Just seeing LeBron go crazy, going to the rack for the pull-ups, knocking down the three in those jerseys. It's entrenched in my head, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels like that. So I'm very excited to see this rendition of the Cavs bring these jerseys out. It is interesting to think LeBron James was active the entire time the Cavs used these jerseys as alternates for the first time. What if we wore them when we played the Lakers this season and LeBron James got to go up against another team that's wearing throwback jerseys that are jerseys he wore earlier in his career? That would be a very interesting sight to see, and I'm sure that would take him back a little bit, probably also make him realize how old he is. But I remember us wearing these jerseys pretty much every game from that era, so I also remember how old I am. So I'm going to leave it there with that one. But yeah, I'm excited to see the Cavs debuting these new jerseys. And speaking of jerseys, which eras had the best jerseys, had the best uniforms in Cavs franchise history? To me, we already talked about one of them with the navy blue road alternates from 2004 to 2010. I think those will always stand the test of time and be one of my favorite jerseys. I also love the other jerseys of that era, the maroon based with the gold on the side, as well as the white with the navy blue and maroon. Those all look good, but the navy blue really stood out to me. And then I also really love the late 90s, like the late 90s baby blue, black, white, and orange. I know it sounds like a weird color combo, but I love those jerseys, whether they were the home whites with the orange and black calves across the chest, and then the baby blue splashes going around the jerseys. Those were fire, as well as the black ones with the white and baby blue trim. I mean, I think those were some of the better jerseys of that era, which that era had some of the most fire jerseys of all time, in my opinion. And I also liked, I think everyone likes, especially if you have been a fan since at least the 2010s, the 2016 going into Golden State, funeral time, all black Cavs jerseys with the big C and the sleeves that, yes, we hear LeBron cut off and they all hated. But those were the Cavs' go-to jerseys during one of the best runs in NBA history, where they obviously were able to go on and win the finals. And in Game 7 in Golden State, they wore those black jerseys with the big C. And, yeah, I think after that game, they just became entrenched in Cavs history, and I don't think that will ever change. And yeah, I wonder how long it'll be till those come back as throwback jerseys and let us know we're even older at that point. But yeah, so I'd say the navy blue road alternates from the 2000s, well, the mid to late 2000s, the late 90s baby blue, black, orange, and white, and then the championship black C jerseys the Cavs wore in home and road games during their great run in the mid 2010s. Now, to switch it up a little bit from jerseys, let's talk about the players and the guys that will be wearing these throwbacks this year. I know the Cavs have a core now that's been together a while, and most of the players have at least played 4 or 5 years in the league, but do the Cavs have enough like battle-tested true vets like Richard Jefferson back in the day, or even bringing in a Channing Frye, something like that, Kyle Korvers, guys that might not even need to contribute on the court that much, but can be very valuable off the court? I do think that there are players like Donovan Mitchell, who has now been through a lot, and I think is ready to step into a more veteran presence, as well as maybe Jared Allen's there. Bringing Larry Nance Jr. back, that will be a veteran voice, but he only has so much history and so much to lean back on. He did play in a finals with the Cavs in 2018, so we do have him for that. But yeah, for the most part, the Cavs roster is still very young. Most of the guys are either in the younger stages in their career or really just hitting their prime. So that's an interesting question. That was Tristan Thompson the past couple years, which I loved and had no problem with. But yeah, just an interesting question and something to think about. Might not be a problem, but those type of presents really do help a locker room and can help take a team over the top, just having a guy that's been there and done that and is respected enough to lead without having to be a star or being a guy that plays big minutes. Even Udonis Haslem for the Heat for a long time. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Larry Nance might be able to step back into that role. Maybe we bring Tristan Thompson back, or maybe the guys just have matured enough and they're ready to kind of all chip in to handle that leadership role. We will see as the season is getting very close. And to wrap things up, I wanted to talk about one more thing with the Cavs roster. Injuries aside, because obviously when injuries come, there will be spots to fill. But overall, do the Cavs have any holes in their roster that we really need to be worrying about filling at the moment? I mean, our starting five, when healthy, I think is pretty rock solid. I guess you could say you could upgrade the Max Strus spot, but when that's your fifth best guy and he does the things he does that fits so well with the other guys, I don't think that is necessary. As far as the bench goes, it's still deep as almost any team in the league with Lonzo Ball, Sam Merrill, the huge six-man of the year favorite, DeAndre Hunter, Larry Nance Jr., Dean Wade. I mean, Jalen Tyson. The Cavs have a lot. They have young guys like Jalen Tyson and Tyrese Proctor that they're kind of developing right now, and maybe in a couple years they could really step into a big role. And for Tyson, who knows? Maybe that'll be this year. But where is the hole if there is one? I don't think it's the starting five. I don't think it's the bench. I don't think it's having young guys that you can still develop, because I do think we have that. I guess it might take me back to my last topic and be like that veteran you can have on the bench that can do more in the locker room that he will on the court, but could still be valuable. To me, that's the only hole I guess you could call on the Cavs roster, but I don't even see it as a hole. And yeah, I go up and down the roster and really look at it. Even coaching wise, I think we have one of the best coaches in the league. I don't think we have any problems there. Our front office is amazing. I believe in them. So I really, if you look at the Cavs roster and could tell me spots we need to upgrade or get better at, I would be all ears, because I'm going into this season truly believing the Cavs have almost a flawless roster. And like I said, don't go crazy with that. I'm just saying I don't think there's a place that is a clear need for an upgrade. Yes, we would love to have a superstar at every position and coming off the bench, but realistically, the Cavs roster is built to win, and to win now and to sustain that unless things go terribly wrong. And that's going to be some stuff we talk about here in these next couple episodes. How long can the Cavs keep this core together and keep a roster so well fit and just well put together? How long can we keep that going? We will talk about that in future episodes. For now, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you're still with me, I truly appreciate it. If you could, please subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends about it. Tell me about however you feel with the jerseys or with the Cavs roster, and let's reconvene and do this again tomorrow. Until then, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you later.